The feeder just went off a couple minutes ago, and the goats and the sheep aren't here, so it looks like I'm just feeding the guinea fowl. Which is fine. I need to get the goats up here so I can trim their hooves. Those guineas are trying to figure out how to get in. These are the smarter ones. Anyway. Yeah. So, I started to make a video yesterday, but I ran out of disk space on my phone, so I had to back it up. And, yeah. Anyways. I don't even know where to start. So the fecal tests came back good on the goats, but not on the sheep, so I had to give the sheep medicine. And then yesterday I was trimming hooves. I'm a little behind on trimming hooves, but the sheep for the most part look good, and even the goats, so only a few of each so far really needed their hooves trimmed. It's probably mostly the younger goats. I haven't got the younger goats yet. Well, I got 2 of the younger goats, and they needed it the worst. So now I'm working on getting the rest of them. I may not get them all today, but if I don't, then I'll have to work on them again later. Right now they're probably scared of me and scared of the corral because me catching them and trimming their hooves yesterday. But eventually, well, except for Paul. Paul's always reluctant. You know, he's like, I don't know, traumatized or something. Whenever he had pink eye, we had to, mostly me, had to catch him and administrate medicine. And that kind of traumatized him. So, anyway. But yeah, if the goats aren't going to be up here to eat, then I might as well give them less food. I don't know where they all are. But it's cold. The goats don't like to be out in the weather. For the sheep, they don't seem to mind so much. But I don't know where they are either. Hopefully they're still on the property. I got the place cleaned up quite a bit from all the mess that was here before. I tried to do a sustainable community, and it just turned out to be a disaster. I still got crap I gotta clean up, but eventually I'm just gonna burn or recycle most everything that's here. Repurpose, recycle, or trash or burn pretty much everything that's here that doesn't need to stay here. I'm just gonna be only raising animals now. And maybe growing some food. These are pear trees. They just started producing this year. That one, I think that's the male. I got some cherry fruit trees. But, yeah. That's a hawk feather, it looks like. So, there are hawks picking off some of the guineas, but I'm not sure what all's picking off the guineas. I'm gonna burn all of this. But yeah. I'm gonna add on to this chicken coop, and that little shed over there, I'm gonna move it probably over here where this caged in piece of crap is. Probably tear that down and do whatever with it. Move that shed up here on the hill. I'm gonna extend that coop out where that shed is, make it a little bit bigger, and then this coop here will be where I raise the baby guineas. I'm pretty much only gonna have guineas over here for tick control. But I'll basically raise them inside this coop for 6 months, and then once they graduate out of this coop, they'll graduate into the other coop, and then that's when they'll be able to have free reign to the property. So, yeah. And I'm probably going to make this fence taller, too. I got to redo this fence. But, anyways. But, yeah. Like I said, the guineas will mostly just be for tick control. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to keep the sheep. Well, keep the sheep that I have, but I'm debating on whether or not I want to keep doing sheep. Laura likes the sheep, so I don't know. If she gets the other property set up for sheep, then I might just let her take over them, but I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe even just give her some of the ewes and let her get her own ram if she wants to breed them. Or even just give her some I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm mostly just going to be doing goats. And I want to get some cattle as well. Miniature cattle. And that's about it. I don't really want to do much else. I need to get a llama to help protect the sheep because they don't protect their own. They don't protect their young. And you know, maybe when I have more money and I have more time, I could get a livestock guardian dog over here, but I really didn't want a livestock guardian dog because I don't want to have to buy that extra dog food. I got cats. I gotta buy cat food for her all the time. And they pretty much keep the mice down. And that's pretty much their job, is to keep the mice down. And so I feed them enough to keep them alive, and then they hunt for the rest of their food. And then I'll be doing pretty much the same with the guineas. The ones in the coop will be fed more often, obviously, but the ones who are free range will be pretty much just keeping the ticks down. So they'll be foraging for their food. And the sheep and goats, pretty much the same thing. I'll just feed them enough to keep them, you know, well, I give them their medicine in their food. So most of the time, their herbal medicine. So that's pretty much the main reason why I feed the goats. To give them that extra nutrients, sheep and goats. To give them that extra nutrients and give them the herbs and stuff in their medicine. And the same goes for the pigs. So I really only wanted one pig, but now we have babies, 6 more babies. But anyway, yeah. This is a bean tree that came from my mom's old house. I gotta clean it up. Goats keep getting up here and eating them. I need to put goat panel rings around it to keep it protected from them eating it. I had to put these around it to protect them from being eaten down. But that's not good enough still. This one here, they ate it all the way down to the ground. So it's regrowing. Luckily it's not dead. I'm not sure what this tree is good for, except for a legume. There's candy. Legumes give nutrients back to the soil. I still have a half dozen cats that are tame. There's Sandy. She's somewhat tame. Sandy and Candy. Donna's tame. Callie's tame. And Shiner's tamed. And we got a new kitten that's somewhat tame. And then some other kittens that are not. Tails, the male, he's not really tame. He's, I don't know, antisocial. He was tame, but he kind of just became antisocial. And I think that's mostly because he kept picking on his brother. And I kept trying to break up the fights. But, you know, he was trying to be the dominant male. And he basically ran off his brother. I don't know where his brother is now. But that's what cats do. You know, I just was prolonging the inevitable. And now Tails don't like me. He's scared of me. He stays away from me. But that's fine. I mean, I don't have to be social with all my cats. But I do like them to be somewhat social so I can handle them if I need to give them medicine or something. I don't want them to be completely feral. Anyways, so yeah, I gotta find the goats and finish trimming hooves. They're probably in the back, so that's where I'm heading next. And then I gotta clean up my truck. My truck's gotten dirty and packed full of crap. It's not grody, but it's just, it needs to be cleaned. And I haven't had time to do anything. Just so much to do, so much to do. And so things just pile up. So now I just got a bunch of crap in my truck that I just need to clean out and organize. Just wish I had more time and money. But that's what everybody wishes. Alright. This pig likes beet. I missed the first part of it, but when I first came up here, it was she, I think it's a girl, she was kind of snuggling up to Pete. It's kind of funny. and cool. Oh well, we cut part of it. The one I'm trying to get into the corral is Darlene, but she's not going. So I may have to do her and Paul last. They're being the most difficult. So, my next, so I started with the blue collars. They're the older ones. So there's Darlene and her daughter, I think. I need to get the purple collars next. And Darlene, I did the blue collars first, the red collars second. Now I gotta get the pearl, well, except for Darlene. I caught Bucky, not Bucky. I did Bucky too. I changed the feeder to go off every like 10 minutes so that I can get them back in the corral, but they're not going. They're gonna make my life difficult. Only the ones I don't want in there are in there. So, I think there's a purple collar in there now. I think it's Becky's daughter. So I might just go ahead and get her and some of the green collars. I'm not worried about the green collars so much because I'm going to eat them. It didn't rain today. It rained in Collins, but it didn't rain here, so it's going to be difficult to pound T-posts today. So I really only have 4 more goats that I got to trim their hooves. Darlene, Paul, and the 2 purple collars. I got everybody else that's important. Like I said, these guys, the ones with the green collars, it's not as big of a deal because come February they're gonna be food. So looks like we're gonna do Rose, and then I'll try to get the rest of them in here later. Maybe I'll go ahead and do the green collars that I have in here now, which is the boar, and I'm not sure whose baby that is. Oh, I think that's, no. Yeah, that's Cutie Pie's son. And I could keep him just because he's Cutie Pie's son, but I already have Cutie Pie's daughter and granddaughter. So, and this one, Mamba, she had 2 girls, which was Cutie Pie and Trouble. But ever since, she's only had boys. And I keep having to take her boys away from her. She had 2 boys, I think, this time, but only one survived. And that's Taco. Yeah, Bueno was his brother. He didn't make it. I don't remember why. But anyways. So I guess I'm going to try to catch Rose and trim her hooves. When I talk about people leaving trash all over the place, this was David Ray's old camp site. And you see how And I already cleaned it up a little bit. You see basically how trashy some of the people were that stayed here. I mean, he just left garbage everywhere. And I kept saying stuff about it, and he didn't care. He's not the only one, though. They pretty much all did it. In fact, one guy did it on purpose just to get under my skin, and because he thought it was funny, which pissed me off. They probably all felt that way, but they weren't so blatantly obvious about it. So, like I said, I already cleaned up some of it, but I'm waiting for the goats to go into the corral. I readjusted the feeder to start going off at noon, and then every 10 minutes at noon. So it's almost noon now. So I need to clean up my truck, but to keep myself busy, I'm gonna clean this up real quick, and then I'll probably start working on my truck. Because I've been meaning to do this for quite a while. And like I said, I already cleaned up some of it, but yeah, there's so much garbage on the land that needs to be cleaned up from all the worthless eaters that I had on the property. And I don't mind paper, something that's biodegradable. It's not a big deal, but it's the plastic, it's the glass, things that are not biodegradable. So I mean, I got a junk metal section where I put the junk metal. And if people were to put the junk metal over there, that'd be fine, but they don't just throw it all over the place. In plastic. I mean, I've had problems with Laura leaving plastic in the guinea yard, from the food that she brings them, whether feed bags or whatever. She just leaves it. And it's like, if it was paper, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I don't want plastic all over the property. Oh, here comes the goats. Maybe, let's see what time it is. 15 more minutes. Maybe they'll go to the feed yard, because I think I normally have it go off at noon anyways, so they should be going over there. But yeah, I'm just tired of people just desecrating my property and just treating it like a trash bin, like they just don't give a shit. And it's tiring. It's very tiring. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get back to work. Well, the first feeding went off, but the goats aren't over there. I got most of the garbage picked up. I still got more to pick up, but I mostly want to get the goats' hooves trimmed. I guess I gotta push in that direction. It's gonna go off again in another 10 minutes, so if I can just get them over close to it to where they can hear it go off, then they'll go over there. Otherwise, sheep and pigs and guineas will get it all, but I'm not too much worried about that. I just need to get the hooves trimmed. And they're not cooperating. I really only got 2 more that I gotta do. I just gotta catch those 2. Those two over there. Darlene and her daughter Ruth Ann. The three girls that were born this year was Rose, Ruth Ann, and Rachel. Rachel is the daughter of Trouble. Trouble has a blue collar, that's why Rachel has a red collar. Just like Darlene and Becky. Well, they have pink collars. But anyways, pink, red, that's basically the second generation colors. Then purple is third generation color. So we got two girls that were born in the purple generation. And that's Ruth Ann and Rose. So yeah, Ruth Ann and Darlene are the two I gotta catch. So Bucky is a purebred mini Nubian. She's a Nubian, but she hasn't. I don't think she's getting pregnant anymore either. But she's old. The last two litters, she got mastitis and couldn't milk her babies, nurse her babies. Laura tried to save the second litter, but she didn't catch them in time. And I was on the road. But I got selenium mineral blocks now, and that's supposed to hopefully prevent her from getting mastitis if she gets pregnant again. But she hasn't gotten pregnant again, I don't think. Becky. Becky's one of the good ones. Dodge lost his family. He's like, where did all the sheep go? Alright, I gotta push these guys towards the feeder. If they'll go in the corral. Meh. Meh. They're not really trusting me right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just have to wait till next time I get home. Matt! Come on. I don't want to spend all day trying to catch these guys and herd them into the corral. I can't catch them outside the corral. They're too fast. So I gotta get them in the corral. If they'll go in the corral. eventually I'll have this place cleaned up and it'll just be all this wood and stuff will be broke down, gone back to the earth. All the metal, I'm gonna start taking it to recycle. Now that I got dividend stocks, I don't really care about the scrap metal as much. I used to save the scrap metal for like mortgage insurance, but now my dividend stocks are my mortgage insurance. Come on, man! They're not gonna cooperate. They're just gonna keep going around in circles. So, anyways, I guess I'm just gonna go work on cleaning up my truck. And hopefully they go in the corral. If they don't, I don't know. I gotta get better at using a lasso. And I can't wait to get my chicken yard back so I can clean it up and fix it up. All this garbage. People don't tend to respect other people's things. You know, but then again, some people don't even respect their own stuff, so that's a telltale sign. But yeah. But yeah, I'm slowly getting this place cleaned up. Whoa, there's a turkey. A wild turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. Looks like a male, maybe? Gobble, 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 gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble. Meh. Gobble, 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 gobble. Yeah, it's a male. At least I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Looks like it's limping. Gobble, 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 gobble. By itself. Yeah, it looks like it might be limping. Oop, the camera's not focused. I don't know. Hard to tell. Wonder where the rest of the turkeys are. If it's got women. I don't know if they hang out in flocks or not. I thought they did. It looks like Sally's eating all the food since the goats aren't over there. Which is fine, I guess. Meh! Peter should be going back off again in 2 minutes. No, wait. Oh, it just went off 3 minutes ago. So it's not going to go off again for another 7 minutes. Fuck it. I guess I'll just trim their hooves later. Pond's dried up almost. We need rain. Cats. Yeah, they're off now too, so they're hanging out by their feeder. I gotta top off their food here soon too. They've got probably another week or two's left. I got food at Kaplinger. I might go over there and grab it and top it off. It'll hold 3 bags, but Coons or something took out the rubber plugs that were in the top, so I can only put about 2 bags in there, otherwise it'll fall out the holes. But yeah. Well, the goats ain't cooperating, so I'm calling it a day. I really only have 2 more goats' hooves I need to trim, so I guess I'll try it again in 2 weeks. So I went ahead and burned a lot of the garbage that was over here in David Ray's old campsite. This is where he was staying before he moved to the greenhouse and trashed the greenhouse. Still got a lot of garbage to clean up, but I'm making progress. That turkey's still hanging out. So maybe we have a new pet turkey. I don't know. I mean, if it sticks around, it sticks around. If it don't, it don't. I don't care. But it's hanging out with the guineas, or the guineas are hanging out with it, one of the two. It's obviously scared of me, which I'm not surprised. But, oh well. Like I said, if it wants to hang out here, it's safe. We're not going to kill it. We're not going to eat it. About the only thing we're butchering and eating right now is goats. Eventually I'll be doing guinea fowl. What I'm going to do when I have them and when I get this coop redone is the first 6 months they're going to be in the coop. I'm going to raise them up, get them programmed, acclimated to the property. Or get their GPS set to the property, and then once they're about 6 months old, I'll start letting the females out, and I'll be taking the males, most of the males. I'll keep some, but I'll take most of the males to the butcher. And then that way the males aren't fighting over the females and killing each other. But yeah, so I'll butcher the 6-month-old male guineas, and keep the females, or as I'll keep, like I said, I'll keep some of the males. But I have to look up how many males to have. They say guineas pair up, but they don't really pair up. They form more of a polyfidelity group of about 5 to 8. And it's usually about 2 males and the rest are females. So I'll probably maybe just keep 1 male from every. But if the turkey sticks around, it might maybe help protect the guineas. I don't know. Definitely looks like a wild turkey. And I'm thinking it's a male, a young male. But like I said, he's safe here if he wants to hang out. We're not going to do him no harm. Laura wants to get turkeys, but I'm not sure how that's working out. When I told her there was a turkey on the land, she thought maybe it was Josh's, but I doubt it. I mean, it's possible one of Josh's turkeys flew over here, but I doubt it. It's probably a wild turkey. And it probably won't stick around. Once it finds women, it'll run off. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, bye.